We are recording. Welcome to IQ session number 40.
Is it?
See what I did there?
40.
Yeah, number 40. I think it's 40.
We're
I'm
nearly
pretty
up to
sure.
a year of these.
Yeah.
We're at 52. 52.
Well done. There's 52 weeks in a year. You're learning.
That's right.
Good job.
I usually forget a few because I take holidays. I don't count those ones.
And we need to, I can't see your face. There you go. Hello.
Oh,
Hey, look, you're handsome.
Wow.
And the people see your face. Well, hello, people, and thank you guys so much for joining us, whether you're joining us now or later.
Welcome. Sheridan's talking tonight. No.
Oh, no, you got something in your teeth. Well,
No.
I've nearly stitched you up. No, you're good now.
No.
Yeah, you're
Thank
good.
you. That's very kind of you.
You're welcome.
You gave me seaweed crackers for a reason.
Yeah, I
didn't
did.
you?
No. Go for
Anyway,
it.
we're not here to talk about seaweed crackers.
No, we're
here to talk
not.
about goals.
And how to turn them into a reality to make sure they're not just a nice wishy-washy thing that you've written on the paper at the start of the year, and hope that maybe that would be nice if that would happen. And how do you actually make sure that stuff happens? Like, how do you, turn it into a reality?
It is.
Share your wisdom.
Well, I was a goal for Sheridan. She visualized me. She made it happen. And then I entered her life.
It's true, but you make it sound really corny.
Added some water, sprinkle this. No, seriously.
And you grew.
We're going to talk about the goals and how to actually achieve them. So I bracket them into 3 steps that you can do. And we're going to start with the first one, which is what Sheridan briefly touched over. She didn't give it much cred, but it is an actual way of doing it, which is when you just write them down, at least as a BAM, a bare ass minimum for your goals this year or anytime you do it, write it down on a pen and paper, stick it on the fridge, put it in your journal, whatever it is, in your daily planner. It doesn't actually matter, but there's more comes from writing a goal down than just saying, I'm going to do this one day. That just flutters into the air and turns into farts or whatever it is. But it's typically better.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. If you ever wondered where farts come from, that's you've found out tonight.
But you're statistically more likely to achieve your goal just from writing them down. So already in your favor of achieving the goal is just to put it to paper. So as a bare ass minimum, we call them BAMs, as a bare ass minimum, you should at least write your goals down. And the buzzword that goes around at the end of a year is obviously New Year's resolutions. They talk about having those. And they work to a degree, but typically you make those in a position of being hammered, drunk the next day or hungover. And then you decide, I should set some goals for the year. And you're hammered. So you're not in the right space to set something for the year. You typically choose a vice like, I'm going to quit smoking, or I'll join the gym. I'll go. And
I'll be healthier.
I'll be healthier. Yeah, it's very broad and vague.
No measurement there.
And so it's not that statistically you don't win at that because it's farted into the air and not written, at least even written down. You just say, I'm going to quit smoking, or I'm going to join a gym, or I'm going to get healthier. You only say it, and generally you won't even write it down. So as a minimum, write that thing down. Second part of writing it down is attach a date to it. So make it official. Like I will achieve, quitting smoking by March the 3rd or something like that. So it's got a deadline. It doesn't have this time to flutter and come in and out your life. So add a date to it. I mean, we're talking about BAMs right now. So write it down, add a date to it. And then the next step from that is to make a plan. Easy, super simple. This is the bare ass minimum that everyone should at least do. This part is write your goals down, set a date to those goals, and then make a plan to achieve those goals, because a goal without a plan is just a dream. That's it. It'd be nice.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
But one of the things that people do wrong is they don't take immediate action. So that's another big one for you, is that, so you got your 3 steps. Write it down. What was number 2?
Attach a date.
Attach a date.
Make a plan.
Super
simple.
But the best to give you so the statistics show that if you write a goal down, you're X amount more likely to achieve it. Then the next one is the more regularly you read this and see these goals, you're even more likely to achieve them again. And then, but even further than that, the next step is taking immediate action. So what is something that you can do today? Like when we're finished here in 25 minutes, what could you do straight away to make progress towards one or any of those goals that you've set for the year ahead? Yeah. And so, because otherwise we get trapped in the whole circle of life, and we get, oh, I'll do tomorrow or next week or Monday. I'll start on Monday. Never start on a Monday. Start today.
That's it. And if you can pull that off, which it is really tricky to do, to action something straight away, then you're far more likely to be successful. Remember, you're already more successful than most people just from writing your goals down.
Yeah.
So many people don't even do that. They take it for granted. Now, we're big believers in success leaves clues, right?
Yes.
The most successful people in the world, talk about in whatever realm of world you want to talk about. We like to visualize the people who are changing the world as our successes. We like that sort of thing. They all do the same thing. They write down goals and they set goals. As a bare ass minimum, they write them down. So simple, but they take action straight away. So say, for example, I want to quit smoking. I don't smoke, of course, that's a dirty old habit. But if I did, and I said, I'm going to quit smoking and I'm going to do it. An action would be, if I smoke a pack a day, I pull one of those things out, I break it up. It's already better off because I don't have a whole pack to smoke. That is an action step. I didn't throw the whole box away, although I would like to. I'm not ready for that because I've got to build the tolerance and the habits to make sure that I don't go back to old habits, which is the pack a day. So by throwing one out and the next day I might throw two out, I've created a new habit of one, throwing stuff out, smokes out, but I'm breaking them up so I can't have them. And I don't know any different because I'm just finishing my pack a day. That's how you can wean yourself off cigarettes, because eventually you get there and there's only one left. You have the last cigarette and boom, they're gone.
If a goal is to get better at running or do a certain time or something at running, like after this, literally put on your shoes and sprint your street. Like it doesn't have to be massive steps. It just has to be something immediate action taken.
Exactly right. So first one's super simple. Everyone, as a bare ass minimum, teach your kids, teach your mum and dad. If they don't do it, if they haven't taught you, don't feel sorry for yourself. Just start now, get into it, write your goals down, put a date to it and make a plan to achieve it. Just doing that alone, you're far more likely to achieve your goals, more than your friends are doing. And most of them, remember I told you, they set them at New Year's Eve, they throw something out in there, it turns into a fart and disappears. It stinks for a bit, you can smell it for a bit and then it goes away. So
does that mean like the biggest ones that they throw out there are the smelliest ones?
In the scheme of the fart.
Okay, cool. That's good.
Okay,
just
cool.
clarifying
Awesome.
for the people, just saving them typing time.
So first part is write it down, pen to paper. Pick out one of these things, pencil if you don't have it, but pen's more permanent. Write them
And
down.
if you're a new age kid, a pen is a writing device that has ink in it, and better than writing it in your phone.
More permanent. You get lost in your phone. If you want to take the whole goal setting to another level, we go to step 2. All right. Writing it down is bare ass minimum. You have to do that part, at least do that part. The second part is if you're next level and you want to really excel. Okay. And this is like the creme de la creme. And you have to remember it like this: a picture tells 1,000 words, right? The saying, we've all heard that saying before. And it's true. It's so true in the scheme of goal setting. If you have a goal to achieve something, to do something, to go in an event or a certain amount of money you want to acquire, a car or anything like that, you find a picture of that car and you print it off and you put it in front of you that you can see it every day.
As many places as possible.
You have to be able to see it.
So the people that write their goals down have more chance of succeeding. The people that look at them more regularly have even more chance. And the people that see them, they literally get to visualize them, have even more chance again. So this is factual stats here, not even a Matt and Sheridan made up stat. It's actual fact. I haven't done the research to give you the exact stats, but you can look it up and you can quote me.
Okay, cool. And so literally by seeing pictures, you remember pictures. You don't remember words. You don't remember pen. You see a pen. Like you see the actual physical object in your head. When you think of the word, you actually see the picture. So why not put the pictures in front of you so you don't have to think of the word? Instead of reading through screeds of stuff of all your goals, you can actually just see a picture and get stimulated and excited by it. Put them on your fridge, create a vision board. You know, you might have heard, oh, these people who do vision boards, they do them for a reason, people. They work. Okay. Remember, bare ass minimum, write them down. Next level, and I want to take this shit seriously this year, is pictures. Put them into picture form and make it into a board and put it somewhere where you can see it every day. Not just in the back of a closet and put it behind a poster that you had from when you were 12.
Now, because you're going to be looking at these very regularly, make sure you're very specific when it comes to your goals or the pictures that you choose for these. Thank you. Because there's a story here that I'm about to share about what happens when, you can actually see us now. Thank you. What happens when you just put up a picture of something similar.
Mm-hmm.
So our mentors, Rowie and K-Man, and Rowie had a blue Porsche on her, blue Ferrari on her vision board. She didn't want a blue Ferrari. She wanted that model of Ferrari. She wanted a red one, but she had the blue one on her vision board. Guess what she got? A blue Ferrari. Now, awesome the fact that she's got a Ferrari, and some of you thinking, don't like, come on, it's a Ferrari, you'll be fine. But the thing is you got to be specific about this, because she constantly looked at a blue Ferrari. So what came into her world? A blue Ferrari. She didn't steal it. She bought it. I made that sound like she stole it, but she did not.
So she literally said to her husband, I want a red Ferrari. I wanted a Ferrari. And he said, what color do you want? She goes, red. I go, awesome. So she went away and she created a vision board and her pictures, and she has them in her journal. She has them in a board. She has them on the wall. She has them everywhere you can possibly put them. And she went away, but she couldn't find the Ferrari she wanted in red. She could only find it in blue. And that's how that unfolded, because she looked at that picture daily and she saw herself driving it. That's the other thing, is when you see the picture, you can see yourself acquiring it, see yourself having it. You have to visually put yourself as the owner of that thing, or the achiever of that thing that you want to do, because that's the key to it all. Like the one before, we said you've got to attach a date. That same date still applies to getting these things. It just, now you can see it more regularly, you get excited by it more faster than what you would if you just saw words. So this next level part of it was to add a picture to those things you've already written down. So you still have to write them down, because you get this power in actually creating that movement of writing it down. Add the picture to it, gets you stimulated, because you can see it on a more regular basis. Now, we live in a day of new age technology, and if you want to make it even fancier, you could put it on your screensavers on your laptops. You can put it on your phones and the backdrops there. So we created the font before we printed it out.
That's his goals.
And that's on my phone. That's the back. So before I look at a screen, I know some people have their family and have their kids and whatever and that sort of stuff there. And that's
sloppy.
That's cool. But the reality is that is it on there because they want you to put it on there, or is it on there because what's the symbolicness of having it on there? Why not put it? You can have that same picture in the house somewhere. Why not put it on your phone, something that's beneficial for you, so that you can provide and do those things that you want to do, just to set an example for your kids, instead of saying, hey, look, I got your picture on my phone. It's great. And it's awesome. There's nothing wrong with that. But what I'm saying is, you flick that phone over so many times a day. Imagine if all you saw was those goals. And before you unlock it, you got to put the code in over the goals. Like, you're literally stripping it back. And then behind your screen,
change your passwords to something to do with those goals, rather than your family name 2020. Change it to financially free, or whatever it is that you want to be part of your goals.
Happy, whatever it is, your thing. But that's something you do every day when you log into your computer. So why not make it that you're typing it down? Remember, I saw just by writing something down is a step closer to achieving the goal. So if it is to be financially free, why not make your passcode financially free?
Exactly.
Or freedom. I want more freedom in life. I want to be happy. I want to be something
wealthy.
So simple, instead of having Dean 1 2 3 4 5. That's not what happens.
Password 1 2 3 4. Now this may sound a little woo-woo for you, and a little bit like, this is not really my cup of tea, a little uncomfortable. However, I want to challenge you here. As Matt said at the start, success leaves clues. So there's two words that we love putting together. What if? What if all it took for you to have a better year than the years previous was to add a little bit of this woo-woo shit into your life? Like, what if all it took was to write some stuff down?
As a bare minimum.
What if all it took was to print out some pictures, or cut them out of a magazine, or whatever it might be? What if all it took was for you to visualize this? Like, the cool thing about this is it doesn't cost you money. It doesn't really take up much time. You're going to look at this stuff anyway, and you're going to see this stuff. It's just like, what you fill your brain with, you get more of. So what if this is all it took? And then not what if it doesn't. What if it does? What if it is? What if that's all it took?
And if you answered that question, like you actually take the time to answer it, what if all it took for me to have the best year of my life was to write them down and put some pictures on my wall, and my life would be the best year I've ever had because I start to acquire these things and do things? If that's the outcome of doing what we're saying to do, and you go, what if they're right? What if those two crazy people who do it and live by of course, that do it every day, and they approach that life this way, and they do that, and they said, you know what, this is what we do, we've learned this, it's not our stuff, we've learned it from people, we've implemented in our lives, we see how it works. So we know that it works. You can challenge me all you want. I'm still going to say it works because it works. But if you challenge it, it won't work. But if you go, what if it does work? And what for this year I try it? Imagine at the end of that year, how different it could be. Would it be better? Of course it'd be better because they're all the things that you want in life. Imagine if you ticked off some of that list. It's better than this year. It's better than last year. So it's so simple. It's almost embarrassingly simple. Cut out a picture and stick it on the wall. If you want to go next level, put it on your phone, put it on your screensavers. If you want to go next level again, instead of watching the television, have your goals flicking around on the screensaver on the TV all the time. Have them popping up, boom, holidays, this sort of stuff. Like just keep it coming into your circle instead of turning on the TV and listening to crap. Okay. Another one you can do is, it's pretty deep and heavy.
This is next level.
Is you can speak because your voice is the most powerful voice. So if I say to you, go away and do this, you're like, yeah, it's all right for you because you don't have kids. That might be a reason for not wanting to do what I just said. Your voice believes you more than it believes me, hands down. So if you say, no way, you don't have kids, I can't do it, your brain goes, you're right, I can't do it. It never challenges you. It always agrees with you. So why not say something that it's going to agree with? Because if you say you can do it, you can do it. So speak your goals and record your goals, then listen while you're running to your goals, yourself telling yourself your goals. My name is Enza and I'm going to be completing an Ironman and blah, blah, blah. And it's you talking to yourself, not someone else. It's you hearing your voice tell yourself in achieving it mode, which means that you're literally going to see yourself achieving it. Not, I want a dog. That's not what it's about. It's, I have a dog. By the 3rd of March, I will have such and such dog and whatever your goal is. I'm just using it as an example. You speak it in the tense that you're going to have it. Okay. Future tense. That's what we're going with. So simple, powerful, because it's your voice, not someone else saying, you could have this. It's better if it comes from you. They're your goals. Why not you tell yourself you can have them?
So to show you how next level that is, so I spoke a second ago about Rowie who got the blue Ferrari. So very successful people and
by our standards,
very, very wealthy, but beautiful, beautiful souls inside and out, and they're dear friends of ours, and we love them to pieces. If you've had the pleasure of meeting Rowie and K-Man, you'll understand that they're two of the most incredible and vibrant people you'll ever meet. Anyway, to show you how extreme this is that Rowie does that. She records her voice telling herself her goals, and she runs marathons listening to that over and over again. So that's about 4, 5, 6 hours, depending on, how fast she does it at the time. 4 hours of listening to yourself, tell yourself your goals. Now, the proof's in the pudding. She's the one that got the blue Ferrari, okay? They've now got an Aston Martin DB9, which is actually my dream car, one of them. And so maybe there's some clues in that. So maybe if you do want big goals. Now, it doesn't all have to be financial and material and all that kind of stuff. It's just easiest for us to refer to these examples for you.
They manifest quicker and they come into your life. So if you've ever liked a car, this is a great example. If you've ever said, oh my God, I love the Aston Martin DB9, the reality is that because it's in Sheridan's, brought it forward to the front of her brain, her brain's constantly scanning for Aston Martins popping around. And you'll notice they just come into your sight all of a sudden. Or all of a sudden you love red, whatever it is, Corollas, and all of a sudden the Corollas come into your life and you say, oh my God, there's so many of them. It's not because they were always there. You just have suddenly seen them all of a sudden. Then you can start to see yourself in them all of a sudden. And it just starts to work. They start to enter. It's like a magnet. You put it out there and it just starts to come towards you. What you do with that is up to you. That's the whole point of it. Like Sheridan says, you got to take action towards it. So, but what will happen is it'll just start to come into your sight more often. You get a bit excited by it because you see it at home, you see it out there, you see it. Someone will be talking to you about it. It'll just keep coming into your realm of where you are in the day or wherever it is. So super, super simple. Bare ass minimum. Number 1, write the friggin' thing down, put a date to it, make a plan to achieve it. If all you take from tonight, that you're better off, they're promising you were probably last year.
Yep.
Because most people don't even write them down. You're already in a percentage of people that do not do that. And which is probably, I would say probably 95, at least 95% of the world do not write goals down.
No.
Not properly.
And what I find sad is that most people spend more time planning their holiday than they do planning their life. So whether it be planning your goals, setting your goals and stuff like that, like we're all guilty of it. I'll spend hours scrolling through different accommodation sites or TripAdvisor and stuff, trying to find the best place to go, the best things to do, best things to see, stay in a beautiful hotel. And I'll research for a long time just to make sure that holiday is incredible. And I know that like 98% of the people in the world will do the same, that, they spend so much time planning these holidays. But what we need to do is spend the same kind of detail and invest the same amount of kind of time into planning our life. Now, goals are planning your life because they change the direction on which you go. Because the person you have to become to achieve those goals is not the person that you are right now, otherwise you would have been doing them. So you actually have to develop and learn skills and advance as a human to get those, to tick off those things that you've written on your goal list. So you'll actually become a different person. Now, I'm not saying like I'll have blonde hair and large breasts by that time. No, I'll just be a different version of me, a better version, a more refined version, or a wiser version.
All that stuff there.
But the reason why you don't currently have those goals ticked off is because you're not yet the person you need to be to do that. So what if all this woo-woo shit that we're talking about right now will get you there?
Easy. It does. You don't have to think about it.
Don't
even ask it. We'll say it works. It generally works. When you say fixated on achieving a goal, you'll achieve the goal. It just happens because you're wired to achieve it. You've got the plan, you've got the date, and you're obsessed with it. You'll achieve it every time. That you'll almost put blinkers on and you'll go for it. When you found your love of your life, you had blinkers on to everything else and you just went for it and you found it because you attracted that person into your life and you were ready for it and you wanted it and you put the effort in, you made the plans, you did all the effort. You did more in that than you do in every other aspect of your life. So why not add what you did there to this, and then you get the best of everything. Bare ass minimum, write it down, put a date to it, make a plan. Super simple, like Sheridan said. Next part is, if you want to go next level after you've done the first part of writing it down, pictures. So many pictures that describe it. It doesn't have to be, if it's hard to describe, it might be a picture of flowers, but they represent something to you. That picture represents the understanding of it. You don't have to have the word written on it. It might just be the flowers, and the flowers might represent a place that you've been and you want to go back to with your partner. It doesn't matter, but if you want to go next level, add the pictures. Teach your kids to do this. I promise you, they don't have any concept of restrictions. You do, they don't. So channel it, let them do it, let them learn it, let them love it. Because you probably haven't had your parents teach you how to do this. Probably why you're online listening to it right now. That's okay. Those are the first two. The third one, which makes it next level. This is for only if you are serious about massive change. And Sheridan did this. She attended a seminar. This was where we got it from. It's not our own thing. We learned it from someone else, a dear friend of ours. Really, really, really powerful. And I'm going to hand it to her because she's going to explain it. You were at the seminar to teach it. Okay, cool. I'll do it.
Sorry.
So Ben Cavosso taught you how to do it. So what happens is, this is it. So Sheridan, I'll speak for Sheridan, and she had a goal of losing body fat for our wedding. That was her goal. I'm going to get to 15% body fat, she said, for the wedding. That was a goal. She threw the number out. She had no idea what that looked like. She just said, I want to be 15% body fat. That was her goal. Attached to that goal, she had to have some consequences if she didn't achieve it, and she had to have a reward if she did achieve it. So she had two ways this could go. The consequence was you had to donate actually, I'll go the other way. We'll go for the reward first. So the reward was she bought $500 a voucher for David Jones because she wanted to buy something from there. I can't remember what it was, bathers and stuff like that, as a reward for achieving it. So she gets the 15% body fat. Then she was allowed to get this $500 voucher. Now, she had already purchased the voucher. That's part of this deal of this one here. So she purchased the reward early. She wasn't allowed to spend it. She wasn't allowed to touch it. She could print it out because it was a voucher, so it's super simple. And she pinned it on the wall so she could see it each day because now she can visually see her goal. It's a picture of what she wants. Okay, so it keeps her attracted to getting to this 15% body fat. On the flip side, she has to have a consequence if she does not achieve this goal.
So this is the whole carrot and the stick theory, right?
Yeah.
You've heard dangle the carrot in front, or you beat someone with a stick to get it done. This is both.
And so you can be motivated by one or the other, but if you have them both there, you're motivated. It's super simple, not making it complex. So she's got the carrot.
The carrot is my $500 David Jones gift voucher.
Woo-hoo.
The stick.
The stick was, the consequence was we had to buy a year membership to a gym that was in direct competition of us. We had to go and buy a year's worth of their membership, which meant absolutely nothing to us. It would have helped them out, not us. We would never have used it. And we had to do that for a year.
And I had to donate the $500 gift voucher to someone that
didn't agree with.
I didn't agree with.
Didn't morally agree with. So not only would it have cost us a year's membership, but the $500 voucher would have also been gifted away. Now, half of you are sitting there cringing right now going, that is ridiculous. But that's the power of the carrot.
Did I achieve it? Yeah, I did.
Yeah, not through.
I was not giving away anything to anyone.
But
more than what I wanted to receive, what I bought myself. I was not giving that shit away.
That's the next level. If you want to take it serious, that's how you do it. That's like the level. I'm so certain I'm going to achieve this goal. I want, this is my reward. This is a consequence if I don't do it. And if I do not do it, I do not like that person. I do not like what they stand for. Yeah. I'm going to gift it to them with a big smile and say, I got you a gift. As much as you'd hate it, you don't send it to them. You walk up to them and say, I got you a gift. Just Merry Christmas, Happy Birthday, whatever it is, just because I was thinking of you. But you have to give it cheerfully, because you never give something vengefully, because that's not right. But you may not agree with that person. So now you're motivated by the carrot. I want the voucher. This is for Sheridan. I want the voucher. I do not want, this is a stick, to buy a gym membership to another gym that I do not want to go to. And I do not want to give my voucher to someone I do not like their values of what they stand for. Okay. That is the third next level. If you want to take your goal super serious, that is how you do it. There's nothing more serious than that, because it's so cutthroat. It's a financial investment. It's challenging. It's
definitely a very aggressive approach. But if you want to get serious, or you're sick of not achieving your goal, or there's something that's been dangling over your head, maybe what if this is all it took for you to actually take it really seriously and get skin in the game and get committed and make it happen?
Yep.
I wouldn't recommend doing it for multiple things, but
it's your big thing.
The one thing.
It's the thing that of all the other goals you put on your list, is one that will stand out more than everything else. It'll mean more to you than anything else on there, but the other stuff is fantastic to have on there. That would be what you would apply this to, which is really, really cool. Now, we also received, which we were a little concerned about initially, but we received a voucher from someone who did the same goal setting thing. They didn't achieve their goal. Now, they couldn't bring themselves to give this, was what they told us. They couldn't bring themselves to give this voucher to the person that they disliked. They could not do it. So she didn't want it to go to waste. So she came and actually gifted us the voucher, which is a very generous voucher. We were super grateful. We got to stay in the Langham, actually. It was a night in the Langham in the city. Beautiful, all out.
Zero offense taken to receiving that, baby. I can tell you now.
Because the power is, when someone gives you something, you say thank you. You don't challenge, say, oh, I couldn't possibly take that. No, it's offensive to say that. You say thank you. It's more offensive to say I don't want to take it than it is to actually take it. Now, we took it. We, of course, sent her messages saying thank you. We're very grateful for it. But the reality was that she followed through, and it anchored with her on what she wanted to do initially. She went away and did the goal later, and she rewarded herself again, but she could have done it faster. She just didn't apply herself quick enough and stay true to it. She got distracted by all the shiny objects or people coming into her life. 3 things you can do to kickstart 2021 to smash it out. Number 1, bare ass minimum. You have to do this. Don't take the lazy way and go, I'll get around to it tomorrow. Do it tonight. Sit down, just throw some things on paper, put them to paper, put a date to it, create a plan. Plan of attack is, how am I going to achieve that? Start what it would look like and work backwards from it. Who do I have to get around? All those sorts of things there. Make the plan. Then the fun part is going to find the pictures to those things, because that's what gets you excited, because you see it. You're Googling all the time. You're finding them. You print them off. You make your screensavers. You put them on the TV. If you want to go next level with that, make a video. like actually have a video footage of stuff that's moving around. It might be highlights of holidays and stuff like whatever it is. Visual pictures. If a picture tells 1,000 words, and how much does a video tell? It's probably 10,000 words.
Lots.
Who knows? So find something that just anchors in you. We seem to remember a movie and recite it from start to finish because we watch the movie and it just anchors in our mind. We can quote it. Have you ever been with those people who literally go, they can start the movie pretty much and talk the whole way through? They're annoying as all heck, but they can do the whole way through and they'll go, oh, look, I can talk the whole way through. And you're like, yeah, it's good. Anyway, but they do it because they've watched it and it's anchored in them. And the third step, which is the next level step, it's the one you do for your big driver. You're getting ready for a wedding, you're getting ready for something, you want to achieve something, a promotion or whatever it is. You put the foot down, you get the reward, big and juicy, that excites you for getting it. You don't get the reward until you achieve it. And you have to be ballsy enough, like our friend who gave us the voucher, to give it away. We questioned if we were the bad people in her life, but she said we weren't. She just couldn't bring herself to give it to other people. She guaranteed it, but we weren't. So, but that's what you do. You give it away and you have a consequence. That is if you want to go next level explosion and take life serious, then that's what you do. But if you don't want to take it that serious, you just want to be more chill, a bit more under the radar, then you do the bare ass minimum, which is write the friggin' things down. Oh.
Good job. Good job. Now, I've had a question come through. Do we have an app to use to make the phone background? What I recommend using is PowerPoint if you've got it. Microsoft PowerPoint is really good for collating photos and stuff. I use it when I do like my mood boards and stuff for like when we design the kitchen, there's a mood board for that. So yeah, PowerPoint's really good. Then you can save it as a PDF, then you can convert it to a JPEG, or you can do a screenshot and then just send it over to your phone and go like that. What we've done is we've actually saved it and printed them off in A4. We've laminated them and we've got them in our shower. So we see them at least twice a day. And we get to look at those. Matt spends a lot of time in there, so I'm guessing he's doing a lot of visualizing. And we've got them on our phones. You'll even see behind the desk. That sounded real bad now that I listened back to that. Sorry, Kate, stop laughing. We've actually got them behind, like at our desk at the studio as well, so you can see some of them there as well. So putting them as many places as possible. And then we've got a full-on pin board as well, with even more detail on our vision boards as well. And the cool thing is I went through last year's only a couple of days ago, and I got to take some things off because I'd acquired them, purchased them, completed them, and that's very satisfying too.
It is. And you don't even have to, if you don't achieve everything in the 12 months, it doesn't matter. They just can roll over. But what it is you bring yourself that much closer. You might not, maybe it's to buy a house and you want your dream house, but you don't quite get your dream house, but you buy another house. It's still a step closer towards getting your dream house. So things happen when they need to happen. So have a plan and formulate what that plan looks like. And don't get disheartened because you don't achieve everything on your list, because you're not going to probably achieve everything.
Because you should have a long list. The more the better. I totally believe in that. We have like hundreds of them for the year, but they're all broken into different categories. Now, another one is if you've got big goals, let's say, for example, you want to do 50 push-ups on the fly, no break, beautiful, strict push-ups. That's actually one of my goals, is that because 50 is a big number, what you can do to keep you excited is to break it down into smaller goals. So I've got 20, 30, 40, then 50. So 50 being the big goal, but I've also broken it down into other sections as well. So I've already ticked off the 20 and I've ticked off the 30. So I'm winning. I'm feeling good because I'm not, I haven't achieved my goal yet. I've actually achieved parts of it. So if you do have big goals like that, especially when it comes to fitness related ones, break it down smaller to build it up. So know that your big goal is this, but let's celebrate on the path to becoming that as well. So that's another little handy tip, because we like to win, then the body and the brain wants to do more of it. It's just like they say when you're training a dog, that you're better off doing the positive reinforcement than the negative reinforcement. It's the same. We like to be positively reinforced, sometimes with chocolate, sometimes with winning. It's good. And all of the above is great.
Also, if you don't like the positive reinforcement and you are negative, you're motivated by a stick, and it's a health goal, and say maybe it's a aesthetic goal that you have. Maybe you want to see your abs, maybe you want to see whatever. You want a body that looks a certain kind of way, and you're motivated by the stick. That would be when you would print your body when you were the most unhappy with it, in the least amount of clothes that you can find possible that you could bear to have lying around the house. Then you put it in all the places. This is like powerful. I love being motivated. I'm more by the stick kind of person than I am by the reward.
I'm by the carrot.
And back when I was 24, I got cancer. I put on a heap of weight, huge, and it was monstrous. I got embarrassed. I wouldn't go inside. I had massive insecurity about myself. Didn't love it. Wouldn't go outside, covered up in hoodies, everything. I just never wanted people to see who I was. Anyway, I finally had a boiling point day where I decided enough's enough. I'm doing something about it. Don't care what the doctors say. I'm on the journey. I printed photos of myself in the worst that I'd ever seen myself to that point, and I printed them and I stuck them above a light switch. I put them on the fridge. I put them in the bathroom. I put them in the bedroom. I put them anywhere I went. They were in the car. They were in my wallet. They're anywhere I would go, and I had to look for something or do something or search for something, whatever it is. They were there, and they were not flattering. They were embarrassing. I hated it. And it was especially around the things like the fridge, the thing that you go into all the time looking for something because you're bored. And first thing you look at is a picture, and this is motivated for me. It doesn't mean that I'm offending anyone, but this is how I motivate myself. I looked and I said, there is a fat, ugly piece of shit looking at me. Put your hand off the fridge, and I'd let it go. That is how I motivate myself. It's not how you have to do it for yourself. And I do not want you to speak that way if that's not how you speak. That's how I motivate myself negatively. I don't like that way of life. I have this really strict way. If I said that stuff to Sheridan, she would leave me. She is not wired to hear those words spoken to herself. She's not going to speak that way of herself because she's motivated the other way by the carrot, and she likes the reward of doing something. She likes the positive reinforcement, the constant praise of, well done, you're killing it, you're smashing it, let's keep going, so proud of you, high fives, all that stuff. She loves that stuff. I don't need that stuff. I appreciate that stuff. I like the other way. You can have either or. It does not matter. It's whatever it motivates you, and not how we do stuff. It's your journey, your life.
Exactly. And that concludes our session. Does anyone have any questions? We've had some. You can either type it, wave at us. We'll unmute you if you want. Otherwise, we're good to roll. But remember, you can always reach out and ask more questions or clarify anything. We're always here to help. But as we mentioned during the session, if you're paying attention, you need to take immediate action. So we're about to end this, and I want you to do one thing to get you that little bit closer to one of those goals.
I wonder what that could be.
I'm going to go hop down and do push-ups straight away. So that's one of my goals. So that's what I'll be doing. What are you going to do, Matt? Immediate action.
Chin-ups.
At that?
Correct.
Oh, look at you go. Yeah. Okay. Oh, actually, we've got a competition on who can get to 35 chin-ups the fastest. So it's on. Maybe I should go and do that too. It's on. It's on. All right, guys. Thank you guys so much. Have a sensational Thursday. We love you all. We'll see you tomorrow for Friday. Be awesome. Go and take immediate action. You can do it. What if it's that simple? Boom.